wanted to take a moment up here to just breathe for a second. I was given that advice. And to thank a few people who have helped me on this very long road to coming up here and saying, hi, I'm Sandra, and I'm a poet. Started back in junior high with Mrs. Cadella, and I'm going to have to email her and tell her that I said that, because she probably doesn't think I remember her. But and all through college and high school, I kept writing, and then I stopped writing because I got married and had kids and had to earn money. And then I was diagnosed with MS, and that got me going again. And I went to the wonderful mentors at Hamline University, and I want to thank Deborah Keenan and Jim Moore and Patricia Kirkpatrick for their help along the way to realize that I was a poet, and my family was not stalling me. They were my engine. And I want to thank, too, to my fellow mentees who are here tonight, and Mary Rockcastle and Mark Anthony Rollo, who we've already worked with, and I'm looking forward to working with Peter here in the future and our other mentors in the coming months. And we've already thanked our sponsors, and I was interested, though, because I saw that there was also a Park Construction Company and RBC Foundation, which I wasn't sure what that was. I was like, Royal Bank of Canada is helping us with this. So thanks to them, too, for making this possible. So I'm just going to start off. Urban altar. Look at this window, this frame for all that is holy, the trees of one God, the buildings of another, and still it makes it easier to worship all that is within. The boundaries of your straightforward, non-peripheral vision, giving you a focus, a limited space to beam your love on the ruled order of the shingles, the tired sag of the power lines. Give your thanks for the vines that climb the poles, the vines that give some organic curve to this geometric world of this linear and only representative altar. As you pray, you must remember that this is only part, a way for you to wrap your head around the wonder of a vastness that cannot be framed by wood or glass or aluminum. The multitude of roofs, even those that will never cover you, the miles of power lines, no matter whom they electrify, clouds that may not rain now, but may sweeten a garden in Toronto tomorrow or the next day. Those vines that might die back next month, only to engulf the building next summer, when you will not be here to witness it. You are small in the face of it, and so is this altar. It's a perfect shelter to your small and trembling heart, and embolden it to look upon glory. And that piece and this next piece were both inspired by Deborah Keenan's book, From Tiger to Prayer, and we had a reading at Maeve's Cafe last month, and I read this next piece, and to kind of thank her for all the inspiration from the book. After Astonishment. In the cool morning air, I breathe like a panther who has just tucked into her meal, hard won. But my eyes do not close in bliss like hers. Mine are still wide and dilated, pulsing as if they could breathe, take more in, release more, molecules made visible by the multi-million cones of my cat-green eyes. The image convenes my heart to run all its chambers, to quench its own thirst for oxygen, for the hot inhale of red spreading, soaking into the tissues like love, like fear, like hatred. All those electrical impulses, we are told, travel faster than the speed of light, but blood travels at its own speed. Blood tells its own story, carefully and fully enunciated. And most of the things I'm reading tonight are new, so this piece is particularly new. It's kind of weird, but and I know nothing about math. It's called Differentiation Rules, Product Chain, Reciprocal, Inverse Function, Power, and Quotient. Maybe I should just read the title. Okay. Once when I was a dancer, I felt it, the point shoe chorus of snowflakes holding my invisible place, corporeal zero. Every gesture a murmuration of birds, black smog beauty, a rush of unity we practice diligently to achieve. I should know I am a Scot, tight-fisted, heart holding its purse strings, afraid and unknown. But beauty loosens me to Irish spendthrift, debts owed to every gift of line, those of words and those of decoration. But the heart is alone, smelling of kombucha mother and cave air, a muscle clutching just above the black pit of a primal stomach, so romantic as to be ridiculous, if only it wasn't so essential. You are the point where I turn back again, prodigal, unapologetic. The Proverbs made new, different characters, outcomes. Your body, the feast, your heart, the sullen brother, lurking. Here the horizon turns on its head, shakes down the swollen rain like candy from a papier-mâché hole, gaping, pouring deluge, a washout drowning, no nourishment holding the roots. A heart is made of mica and rubies. Which forms the wall and which the liquid? What is the process of hardening and which of giving? Where is the transformation complete? Or is there still a chance for reversal? One of my favorite topics is my father. And I was going to say I don't live with 2 dogs anymore. I lost one of my old dogs before Christmas. I said, I should have changed my bio. My father's been gone for a few years now, but he still is really with me a lot in my poetry. So my father laughs at the hereafter. The key word is under. Underground underground as a grave, so many layers, now with casket, vault, and earth and sod. The word is under, as in the ravine they buried too, the iron grate an only clue for what is running, flat stones only allowed for the little ones, under age for a soul. Now they are named other than my dear, my heart. Underworld is what you share now, though I don't imagine a river flowing with faces, not wings or clouds or flames. I imagine woods and a blanket spread, and you are there, not really dead, and not lingering but laughing, as the deer jump over you and the squirrels impotently scold. The distance is a partridge drumming and a spiderweb flamed gold. I can wish you there. I can pray you there. I can see you out from under a lid, a box, a bulldozer, and a soft rug of sod. This one's similar vein anyway. The rules for having a 21-gun salute. And it's odd because my parents' home is right by their grave site. It's a cemetery in the backyard, so we could always hear the 21-gun salutes being done in the backyard, and my father's basically over the fence. So, rules for having a 21-gun salute. Their faces stop me from saying yes to the salute. It's true he never really served. Basic training sent him to an 8x10 room for 6 months of evaluation, ASVABs, therapy, medication adjustments, until his mother came to fetch him. His mother, who knew the isolation of winters above the 45th parallel, with a man whose sentences were counted metrics, never more than a couplet, the sonnet often left unfinished at the end of the day. She adapted, and her lips were seldom parted for speech or smiling. There are a few stories of anyone of this time at the VA, not father, grandmother, aunts, or uncles, and now they've all breathed their last wisps of language, secret or no. Which brings me back to my father and his funeral. Everyone wanted it to be quiet, even though he filled the church at 84 after a year and a half in the nursing home. True, not many came to the gravesite to see the flag folded, trimmed by gloved hands, and given over to my mother, who didn't even care to display it. I don't blame basic training. What flipped a switch that was already there? The chemicals balanced in his brain. He shoveled black gold into one pan. Don't know if justice really cared which side he filled, how careful, how steady, or how long. And I guess my other subject is often how we fit into nature. And this next piece is Revelations from a Camping Trip. Forget my water, too. The sky never lies. Only the weatherman thought he heard it whisper. Plan a picnic. Nice outing. The open field has no lies, but many secrets, and if you want to hear the whole story, you have to lie down and still. Mushrooms are known traitors, and most foragers are careful, and yet in your confidence you may find knowledge a lie. Trees almost never lie, and are confidants to many, but you really can't rely on this steadfastness in a storm. A bear is no more certain of what it wants than you are, so you must not think it disingenuous if she backs up and then charges. You may think this road is the one you saw on the map, or the one your phone spoke of, but the road never really bore false witness. The wind can be so strong from the northwest, cold and ominous, but then change, and that is the kindest lie. You are the least honest person you know, and only those closest to you love you enough to trust you anyway. Our parents often lie to us for our own good, and that's bullshit, but their kiss is always true. The brain needs so many more defenses than the body. A thick layer of fur and a fire will never be enough. And the last piece kind of combines those two elements, my dad and how we fit into nature. Last hunt with my father. The sun setting every hair in white relief. We are surrounded by shadows. The road is made of strands of light. He walks with the gun broken over his arm like an ermine stole, but nothing like Henry VIII. We have a rhythm, grass crushing anything outside the register. My eyes follow the trajectory of my dad's gaze and extend it to the rotten tree trunk where the male has just mounted, ready to drum, the thrum just starting, a heartbeat gone viral until it stirs our guts like heavy bass. Even though it'll mean we're skunked, my dad will not fire on the rooster as he calls out for love from the tender heart of Kuchiching. Thank you.